My name is Claire Bennett. I'm 31 years old. 5 years ago, my sister told my parents I committed financial fraud. One lie. That's all it took. They didn't question it. They didn't ask for my side. They didn't even hesitate. They cut me off, blocked my number, returned my emails unopened, erased me from their lives like I had never existed. And just like that, I stopped being their daughter. For 5 years silence. No birthdays. No holidays. No "are you okay?" Nothing. And then last month, my sister was about to lose her house, drowning in debt, cornered, desperate, and I was the only person who could stop it. To understand how we got there, you need to understand how it started. Growing up, there were 2 daughters in our house, but only one that mattered. Madison was everything our parents admired. She was loud, confident, magnetic. The kind of person who walked into a room and instantly owned it. She didn't try to be the center of attention. She just was. People listened when she spoke. They laughed at her jokes. They remembered her. And me? I was the opposite. Quiet. Reserved. I liked numbers more than people. Spreadsheets more than conversations. I wasn't awkward. I wasn't difficult. I just didn't demand attention. And in our house, that meant you didn't exist. Invisible didn't mean peaceful. It meant replaceable. There's a moment I still remember clearly. I must have been 14. I had spent weeks preparing for a school competition, finance basics, budgeting models, investment simulations. It wasn't flashy, but I was good at it. Really good. I ended up winning first place. I came home with a certificate expecting just once to be seen. My parents were in the living room. Madison was in the middle of telling some story, animated as always. They were laughing. I stood there for a full 10 seconds holding that certificate, waiting for someone to notice. Eventually I said, "I won." My mom smiled briefly. "That's nice, Claire." And then she turned back to Madison. That was it. That was the moment I understood something important. If I wanted to matter, I had to become undeniable. So I focused. Obsessively. While other people went out, I studied. While Madison built her social life, I built skills. Financial modeling. Risk analysis. Market behavior. I didn't need validation anymore. I needed results. And eventually, I got them. When I was accepted into a top finance program in Chicago, everything shifted. Not dramatically, not emotionally, but noticeably. For the first time in my life, my father looked at me differently. He didn't smile. He didn't hug me. But he said something I'll never forget. "Maybe you'll finally make something of yourself." It wasn't love, but it was recognition. And for me that was enough. But someone else noticed too. Madison. And her reaction wasn't pride. It was calculation. At first it seemed harmless. She started calling more often, checking in, asking questions. "How's school? What are you working on? Are your professors tough? Anyone giving you a hard time?" It felt new, like maybe we were finally becoming real sisters. I let my guard down. I told her everything. About my internship opportunities. About the pressure. About the people I didn't trust. About the small mistakes I made while learning. Things I wouldn't normally share. But I trusted her. And trust is the easiest thing to weaponize when someone doesn't see it coming. By my 3rd year, I landed a major internship. Competitive. High stakes. The kind of opportunity that changes your entire career trajectory. I worked harder than ever. Long hours. Constant pressure. No room for error. And then something happened. A scandal. One of the analysts in the firm was caught manipulating financial reports. Internal investigation. Audits. Whispers spreading across departments. And somehow, my name got pulled into it. Not officially. Not on record. But in conversations. In speculation. And then one night my phone rang. It was my father. I remember the tone immediately. Cold. Controlled. Final. "We know what you did." No questions. No hesitation. Just judgment. I tried to explain. I told him everything. The investigation. The truth. That I wasn't involved. That there was proof. That it would clear. But he didn't want explanations. He already had a story. Madison had given it to him. Fake emails. Fabricated screenshots. A perfectly constructed narrative. According to her, I wasn't just involved. I was responsible. And in their minds that was enough. My mother got on the phone next. Her voice wasn't angry. It was worse. Disappointed. How could you do this to us? That question hit harder than anything else, because it meant they had already decided who I was. Over the next 5 days, I tried everything. Calls, emails, documents, proof. I sent official reports clearing my name, messages from supervisors. Everything. Nothing worked. They didn't respond, didn't acknowledge it, didn't even open half of it. By the 5th day, I was blocked everywhere. Just like that, I became no one's daughter. Not because I failed, not because I did something wrong, but because they chose not to see me. That was the moment everything changed. I had 2 options: break or build. And breaking would have been easy, letting it destroy me, letting it define me. But I didn't. I chose something harder. I chose to build. I finished my degree, graduated near the top of my class, got certified, entered corporate banking. No support system, no safety net, no family to fall back on. Just me, and a quiet, controlled anger that never really left. And over time, that anger turned into something else. Focus. 5 years later, I wasn't the same person anymore. I had built a career from nothing. I became a senior mortgage risk officer. I handled high-risk loans, foreclosures, fraud cases, situations where one mistake could cost millions. I didn't just look at numbers. I understood patterns, behavior, risk, people. Because behind every financial decision, there's a story. And patterns don't lie. People do. Then one morning, a file landed on my desk. Routine case. Delinquent mortgage. High risk. Potential foreclosure. I opened it without thinking. And then I saw the name. Madison Bennett. I froze. Same name. Same birth date. Same address history. There was no doubt. It was her. After 5 years, the first time my worlds collided again was on a foreclosure file. I went through the details slowly, carefully, professionally, but inside, everything was shifting. Missed payments, stacked credit lines, hidden loans, multiple accounts barely staying afloat. It was a pattern I had seen before. People chasing a lifestyle they couldn't sustain, spending to maintain an image, borrowing to cover the gaps. And eventually, it all collapses. That's where she was. At the edge, about to lose everything. And then the call came. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. But something made me answer. It was my mother. The first time I had heard her voice in 5 years. She was crying. Not controlled. Not composed. Desperate. Claire, we need your help. 5 years of silence. And those were the first words. Not how are you? Not we're sorry. Just need. It would have been easy to hang up. To let her sit in that silence. The same silence they left me in. But I didn't. Because this wasn't about them anymore. It was about me. I had a choice. Walk away. Or step in. Let karma finish what it started. Or take control of the situation myself. And I realized something in that moment. Helping them didn't mean forgiving them. It didn't mean forgetting. It didn't mean restoring anything. It meant proving that I was never who they thought I was. So I took the case. I reviewed every detail, every transaction, every liability, every possible solution. I restructured the loan, adjusted payment timelines, negotiated internally, minimized risk, stabilized the account. It wasn't easy, but it was possible. And within a week, the foreclosure was off the table. Her house was saved. Just like that. A week later, we met. First time in 5 years. Same people. Different reality. My mom reached for a hug. I stepped back. Not aggressively. Not emotionally. Just intentionally. My dad couldn't look at me. And Madison looked exactly how I expected. Not confident. Not in control. Exposed. Nobody knew what to say. Because there was nothing left to argue. The truth was standing right in front of them. I didn't raise my voice. Didn't demand apologies. Didn't need closure. Because closure isn't something people give you. It's something you take when you realize you don't need anything from them anymore. 52:0155:00. I saved her house. But I didn't save the relationship. 'Cause some things, once broken, don't go back to what they were. And maybe they're not supposed to. Maybe some relationships exist only to teach you who you need to become without them. 55:01 end. I walked away that day. Not angry. Not hurt. Just done. Because I didn't need revenge. I didn't need validation. I didn't need them to finally see me. I had already built a life where I could see myself clearly. And that was enough. So here's the question. If you were me, would you have helped her? Or would you have let karma finish it?